So Murabba is here to create the world's largest modern downtown. In terms of size and scale, we are the size of downtown Manhattan, plus downtown London, plus downtown Paris. We are a city that's born smart. So we have the ability to create something from the ground up, which is designed for the future. It will create the ability for people to learn new skills, to deploy new capabilities, and ultimately to enrich their own work experience.
I'm joined right now by the CEO of New Murabba, Michael Dyke. Welcome.
Good morning.
How has it been so far for you in Miami?
FII Miami has been amazing. I've been to several FIIs now. Of course, Riyadh we know, and elsewhere around the world. But FII Miami has an incredible energy this year. And I think the itinerary is deep and rich and some big existential questions, some of which there is no definitive answer to, but it's an incredible energy and an amazing collection of people. So we've been very pleased.
A few months ago at FII 9, we spoke about New Murabba and the Mukaab and the development, how it is going. Where are we now? What has happened since?
So we're really pleased to say that since we last met, we now have approval of our concept design. We have approval of our architectural guidelines, approval of our master plan, and approval of our business plan. So that means we are now live, real, and in the market. In the first quarter of this year, we have already put out our first packages. We are in the process of signing our first 2 development deals. So everything is going well.
New Murabba is a huge deal in the Middle East, and I've heard people talk about it. Just for our international audience who are not aware of the concept, can you tell us in a few sentences what it is all about?
Of course. So His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he had a vision to say that he wanted to create a downtown for Riyadh. Now, Riyadh is already an amazing, vibrant, energetic city. But today, Riyadh is low density, it's low rise. Which means that per square kilometer, it's about 6,000 people per square kilometer. Saudis are incredibly well traveled. And if we think about it, when we go to New York or to London or other cities, we're used to that energy and that vibrancy in a mid and a high level living. So New Murabba is here to create the world's largest modern downtown. In terms of size and scale, we are the size of downtown Manhattan, plus downtown London, plus downtown Paris. So you put those together and we are creating something very different. In terms of what does that look and feel like, 14 communities. Each with anywhere between 10 and 25,000 people, and everything you can imagine in terms of a mixed-use urban development where people can live, work, and play in perfect harmony.
It is very difficult to imagine the vastness of the project. But then I remember last time you were telling me about the 15-minute city concept. How does this go together given the size of the project?
Thank you. So the 15-minute city concept really is a philosophy about how you can measure and you can enable people to live, work, and play in a way that everything that they need in their lives, whether it is to go to work, to actually take their children to school, or to access healthcare, or to access mobility, is within a maximum 15-minute walk. So we've had that as a guiding principle when we're creating the world's largest modern downtown, because people need to experience a frictionless, easy to get around place. Now, our studies tell us that actually 90% of what people need to live, work, and play is actually within 5 minutes. So we're very proud that we've been able to take the philosophy and put it into practice. But ultimately, what we've tried to do is to not only have a 15-minute city philosophy, but we've deliberately taken 50% of the entire landmass, of which half we have given to green space, half to mobility, and the remaining 50% is then highly developed, dense urban environments.
Once it's fully finished, how many people will be able to be at the same time in New Murabba?
300,000 people will live there. In addition to that, about 200,000 people will work there because we have 1 million square meters of office space. We have over 1 million square meter of retail. But equally, in Mukaab, when Mukaab is fully live, the Mukaab alone can actually hold a maximum capacity of 250,000 people in its own. We will probably have half at any point in time. So when everything is drawn together, more than 500,000 people.
I know the Mukaab is already a symbol for the Saudis. Again, for our international audience, can you please tell us about the Mukaab?
So it's the beating heart of New Murabba. It is effectively, we like to regard it as the 8th wonder of the world. It is an extraordinary asset. It's a cube. 400 meters by 400 meters by 400 meters. Inside, we have the world's largest immersive experience. And the immersive experience is developed to such a technology level that when you enter inside the dome, which is inside the cube, you actually feel like you have left planet Earth and you are living and operating in a different world. And the technology we're developing enables people to really see and feel that. It has to be right. And it's not just an illusion. You really do feel like you have left planet Earth. Equally, we have a big amount of real estate. So we have a 16-hectare roof, which of course means that we can have up to 10,000 people on the roof at any point in time, hospitality, residential, and underneath we have an enormous amount of retail, plus a high level of parking as well. So really everything people will need to have the most extraordinary experience living, working, and playing will also be at the heart of Murabba.
Michael, historically, these symbolic buildings have always been the heart of cities and still are for many places, especially around Europe where you're from. Do you feel the Mukaab will have that role for the kingdom?
I think it really will. Our chairman has a very clear vision for the downtown, but also this sort of magnetic force that sits at the heart of the downtown, and that is the Cube. And the Cube will be synonymous with Saudi. It will be synonymous with Riyadh, and it is at such a scale that it will stand out. And I think it will become a physical, visual icon in people's minds when they're planning to come to the kingdom. I must get to Mukaab. I must see and experience this incredible place.
How many people are currently working on the new Murabba project?
So if we take the amount of people deployed on the ground, plus the people working within the wider region and deployed beyond this, we probably say upwards of about 7,000 to 8,000 people right now. Once we get into full production mode, as we get through our development packages this year, that number will rapidly rise to 50,000, 100,000, and probably will peak at somewhere between 100 and 150,000 for the next 10 years.
An entire city will be working on the new city.
Correct.
The reason I'm asking you, you being the part of the FII community, the FII Institute has published a Future of Work report recently. In your city of the future, how will employees of the future have to adapt with their skills? Are we ready, or are you getting them ready?
We are very thoughtful about the way we're curating the city. So we are a city that's born smart. So we have the ability to create something from the ground up, which is designed for the future. Now, what the future exactly looks like, who knows, because tech is moving so fast. But at the same time, we have a reasonable prediction as to how we can create resilience, how we can create physical space to accommodate tech in the future that will enable people to work differently. We are effectively, if we just talk our headquarters as an example, it's the first asset that we finished. It's a Platinum Smart Score 100%. It's the joint first building in the whole of the kingdom that meets that level. And we are actually an AI-driven headquarters, which means that we have robots interacting, doing basic functionality in the HQ. And as we develop out other assets and permanent assets where people can live, work, and play, it will create the ability for people to learn new skills, to deploy new capabilities, and ultimately to enrich their own work experience.
Michael, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.